Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next-level tactics. From off-site and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition.
Welcome back to the SEO.co podcast. We're continuing the series about SEO for startups, the link building guide for growing organic startup traffic. In this episode, we'll move into the phase-by-phase plan you can implement immediately. Phase 1. Build a foundation. Before you go off trying to get media exposure for your company, you need to build a solid foundation, meaning you have to develop your brand and your online presence to a sufficient degree in order to support your media efforts. Why? Well, for starters, media outlets need a reason to feature you. If you don't even have a website or a fleshed-out brand, they'll be unlikely to cover your story. Even if they did, where would all your newfound visitors and brand enthusiasts go? There would be no website or base of operations to which you could funnel them. The strength of your foundation will dictate your ease of entry into the media world and help you realize the benefits of your efforts. Tell your brand story. First, you need to have a grasp of your brand story, which many media sources will use to judge the strength of your potential coverage. Journalists are incentivized to write stories that people want to read. So is your brand exciting? Is it relevant? Is it different? These are the qualities that will let them know. Mission and vision. First, your company mission and vision need to be in line. This is more than just what you do as a company. For example, your company mission can't be to sell an effective time tracking platform. Instead, explain what you're doing on a broad scale and a short version of why you're doing it. If you need some inspiration, take a look at the mission statements of Fortune 500 companies. You'll also want to come up with a vision. What does the future of your company look like? How do you anticipate growing over the next several years? This is important information for journalists and readers to know. History. As a startup, you aren't going to have much history, but you can still tell a story about how your business came to be. Major brands with an extended life, like Nestle, are able to use this to their advantage, showcasing how they've evolved over the decades. You won't have this advantage, but you'll have an even better one to make up for it. Personal involvement. Talk about how your startup came to be on a personal level. For example, did the idea come to you in a flash of inspiration? Have you been working out of your garage for the past year? These are interesting tidbits that can hook people. Differentiating factors. In some ways, your mission, vision, and history will distinguish you from other major players in the market, but you'll still need to find a solid angle for differentiation. Competition is fierce in the startup world, and there are likely at least several other businesses doing what you do. Why would a press outlet cover yet another SaaS tool? That's your job to find out and make the case for. If you have a unique value proposition or a UVP, which you should, you can start there. What can you offer that none of your competitors can? From there, look internally. How is your business structured differently? How do you treat your workers differently? Find more ways to stand out, even if it's somewhat superficial. Public appeal. Next, think carefully about how you might appeal to the public as a brand. And this goes deeper than simply how you're going to sell to your audience. This is about how a news article is going to angle your brand, or how your media outlet of choice is going to generate interest in your feature. For example, Google is appealing on a product level because it helps you find what you're looking for online. But on a brand level, it's appealing because of the way it treats its workers. Significant events. This goes along with the history element of your business, but try to stake out landmark events in your company's past or significant events you hope to achieve in the future. In the past, these will serve as anecdotes and touch points for your media stories to develop. In the future, these will serve as potential opportunities for coverage. For a startup, this often means getting acquired, going public, or otherwise marking your success. Thanks again for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. Tune in to the next episode of this series as we continue Phase 1.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.